If a doctor has failed his board examinations once or more than once, does it make it less likely that the doctor is credible and that he's a credible witness in your medical malpractice case? You want to know the answer and what this is all about? Come join me on this walk as I share with you the answer to that question. Hi, I'm Gerry Oginski. I'm a New York medical malpractice and personal injury attorney. All right, during the course of your lawsuit, I will have an opportunity to question the doctor whom you have sued. I will have the ability to ask him about his credentials. I will have a chance to find out where he trained, what fellowship he did, where he did his internship and residency. I will get to learn where he went to college and where he went to medical school. Now, after the doctor finishes his training, his medical school training and his residency and his internship training, and maybe even additional postgraduate training, oftentimes a doctor, certainly in New York, if not the United States, they will always try to go ahead and become board certified. Why? Board certification is a national certification. It's really the highest level certification a doctor can achieve in his or her specialty. And the key to doing that is by going ahead and finishing an approved internship and residency and maybe additional training known as a fellowship, and then going ahead and taking the board certification exams. And some of those board certification exams are given by national experts in the field of their specialty. And they include both written examinations as well as oral examinations. Now, there are instances where a doctor will have failed one or more portions of the board certification examinations. And then, in order to become board certified, they will have to do certain things, wait additional time, restudy, and then retake those examinations. Now, when I get to question the doctor in this pretrial question and answer session known as a deposition, during the course of your medical malpractice lawsuit, where you have now claimed that your doctor was careless, that he violated the basic standards of medical care, causing you significant harm and injury, one of the things that I will be asking the doctor is, where did he go to school? Where did he do his training? What training did he do? From when to when? What years did he do this? Did he publish anything? Has he ever testified before? So I want to learn the doctor's credentials. And many times his attorney will provide me with a copy of his curriculum vitae, with his CV, so that I'll have all that information in front of me. But I will tell you that the best attorneys will go ahead and do their research before ever walking into that room or before questioning the doctor, and I will already know exactly where the doctor trained and what his credentials are. So now, one of the key things I want to ask the doctor is whether he is board certified. If he is, that tells me he has now achieved the highest level of certification a doctor in his specialty can actually achieve. Does it mean he wasn't careless if he was board certified? No. The mere fact that a doctor may be board certified doesn't mean that they are free from liability. That's not the case at all. It simply means that in terms of their education and training, they have now achieved a particular level. So now let's get back to the question I raised at the beginning of this video. If the doctor has failed one portion of his board certification exams, or maybe he failed the entire thing and now has to retake it 2 years later, or still fails it again, has to retake it again, does that mean that the doctor is less credible and not as believable as someone who is able to pass the board certification test on the first time? The short answer is maybe yes, and the longer answer is maybe no. You see, during the course of a trial, the jury will have an opportunity to evaluate each witness who testifies. It is the jury's function during the course of a medical malpractice trial to decide which witnesses they believe, who is more believable than not. And now, one of the things that the jury will be entitled to evaluate is whether or not the doctor whom you have sued is believable. The doctor might in fact come right out and say, yes, I failed my board certification exams. I failed it once, I failed it twice, I failed it 3 times. But after all that studying, guess what? On the 4th time, I was able to achieve the board certification, and I'm proud to announce I've been board certified ever since. Now, what happens here? Does that mean that the doctor is not believable? The answer is the jury may find him credible. They may find him believable. And they may excuse the fact that he had a knowledge deficit, a knowledge deficiency, preventing him from obtaining his board certification. In that instance, it's not going to make a difference to the jury if the doctor has failed his board certification exams. On the other hand, there may be an instance where the jury turns around and says, you know what? This guy doesn't know what he's talking about. This guy clearly doesn't have an understanding of what the standard of care is. He clearly violated the standard of care, and it's evident by the fact that he couldn't pass his board certification exams once or twice, and now he may not even be board certified. After all these years, he still may not be board certified, which, and you may not know this, a doctor in New York is still permitted to practice medicine, even if he is not board certified. All he needs is a license in the state of New York to qualify him to practice medicine. He does not need to be board certified. So going back to the question I raised, does it make him less credible if he did not pass his board certification exams? The answer is maybe yes, and then again, maybe no. So why do I share this great information with you? I share it with you just to give you a sense of what really happens in these medical malpractice cases, these accident cases, and even these wrongful death cases here in New York. You know, I recognize you're likely watching this video because you have questions or concerns about your own matter. Well, if your own matter happened here in New York and you have not yet started a lawsuit but are thinking of doing so and still have questions that need to be answered, what I invite you to do is pick up the phone and call me. You know, I answer questions like yours every single day, and I'd love to chat with you. You can reach me at 516-487-8207 or by email at Gerry, Gerry, at Oginski-law.com. Well, that's it for today's video. I'm Gerry Oginski. Have a fantastic day.